Hey guys, this is Brendan with Gone Mobile Vans. We're here at our shop in Costa Mesa, California. Behind me is our new 2024 high roof transit trail. This is going to be our new demo van. This thing is just barely getting started. We've got several things in place already. I'd like to show you how we go about our build process with some of the processes and procedures and the materials that we like to use. So this way you kind of get a little inside look at what goes in behind our finished product that you guys get to see so often on our videos. So let's get started. So this is a 2024 high roof all-wheel drive transit trail. So regardless of it being a trail or a regular all-wheel drive, this is the size and height van that we really think is the best to work on. The 148 wheelbase, long is what Ford calls it, in the high roof van. It fits perfectly for how we like to do our vans. We think it's the perfect vehicle to build on. So this one is got all-wheel drive. It does have the trail package. Regardless of the trail or not, it's really fantastic and we're happy to work on either platform. So one of the first things that we do with new vans is we like to cut all the holes first. So that may be for the max fan, for an air conditioning unit, for windows, for flares, things like that. So hopefully we've got all the holes cut, all the metal shavings, all that stuff cleaned up before we do any of the other interior parts of the van. So this van has some flares mounted on the outside. It also has the max fan and the AC unit installed, as well as a half slider window on the driver's side already installed. So here we are on the inside. This definitely looks different than what you guys are normally used to seeing in our nice finished vans. But here's a lot of the internal structure and our bare components that we start with. So starting at the top of the van, this orange structure is our internal brace kit. So this allows us to have nice clean lines from this wall panels to the ceiling panels right here. So it gives us nice, tight, clean lines right there. These are our overhead supports for upper cabinets. So we've got them on both sides of the van. We're able to add cabinets on either side. There's a nice powder coated steel substructure that is super strong. That's why, like I said, we can hang from these cabinets. You really can. This internal structure is the key to making sure that happens. This is our 3M Thinsulate. This is our insulation that we use in here. It's a nice lofted material. 3M makes it. It's a hydrophobic material. It means it doesn't like water, so it does not absorb any moisture from your breath or any other, you do a lot of water sports, things like that. We stuff this 3M Thinsulate just about everywhere we can, on the ceiling, on the walls, in the cubbies, all that sort of stuff. So this really helps with the thermal insulation. It's also a great acoustic insulator. And then in behind the Thinsulate, we've got our sound deadening material. So this is the material that gets adhered to the sheet metal of the van that really helps take away the tinny sound of the van. So as you get a van that's brand new, sounds like an empty tin can, once we start putting the sound deadening material on there, it really knocks that tinniness down quite a bit. And then couple that with the 3M Thinsulate, it really starts to make this a nice, dead, quiet sounding van. This is one of our wall panels. So we make our own wall and ceiling panel kit here in-house. We've got a guy that just cranks them out and is an excellent carpenter. He's also the guy that does pretty much all of our upholstery, and that was Luke. You met him in our Meet the Crew video. So this is one of our wall panels. You can see this is a Baltic birch 1/4 inch plywood, really high quality material. Baltic birch is not cheap, but there's a reason for it. It's really high quality. It's sturdy. It doesn't mind getting wet as well. It'll hold together. The lamination process for Baltic birch is really high quality. We've got this wrapped in our Marathon fabric. So when we make our wall panels, we've got 1/4 inch plywood. Then we layer an 1/8 inch layer of Landau foam over the top of it, and then we wrap our fabric around the top over the last case. So it's got a little bit of cushion to it. It feels really nice. It's held together really well with adhesive and staples in the corners, and this will end up fitting right into place right here. This is also where you notice some of our wiring. We use all marine grade wiring. This is a tinned copper wire, so that tin helps deal with oxidation. So this wiring will hold up for a lifetime, essentially. So this is all meant for the marine industry, high humidity environments, things like that. So this is gonna work great in your van as well, and it'll hold up. So we try to use all the best quality materials we can. This is our composite subfloor. So this is a foam and fiberglass material. You can see some of the long strands of the fiberglass in here. So it is a real rigid material, super lightweight as well. It's about 1/3 of the weight of a comparatively thick Baltic birch wall panel. This is all CNC cut to our design and specifications, little step extension that we always like to highlight in our vans, and as well as dovetail joints here in between the 3 different panels that make this subfloor go in like a puzzle piece. Really high quality. It's got expanded spray foam underneath it for some insulation, plus a high quality adhesive to keep the whole thing glued down to the van. It all becomes part of the van. In this van, we just installed the flare, so once again, we had the holes cut quite a while ago, but once we finally got the flares paint matched, we just got them glued on today. So they're upholstered as well to match the fabric, and then they're all glued in here with the adhesive that Flare Space provides to us. This will cure up over the next day or two. We'll then cut out this section where the windows are and install the windows after the fact, really make sure that the flares are adhered quite nicely. We also have the trim ring, which we just finished upholstering up. This will also fit right up in here. This helps make a nice finished look here, and our wall panels that we, like I said, we make here in-house will come over and fill the rest of this area. We'll fill some insulation around these other parts that are not part of the wall or not part of the flare capsule, so it'll be nice and insulated as well. These are two of our 4 ceiling panels in a 148 wheelbase Transit. So we've got the front ones. The front of the Transit really tapers quite a bit, so it does dive down quite a bit there. That's our front panel. Our middle panel and our end panel are being cut right now to accommodate the opening for the fan as well as the AC unit. But once again, 1/4-inch Baltic birch. These get screwed to the wall, and then we put our finished material over this once it's all said and done. Typically, once we have all power checked, things like that, to make sure the ceiling lights are going to work, the AC unit is going to work before we seal up the ceiling for good. Really high quality, no squeaks, no rattles out of this stuff. Once again, Baltic birch is the way to go, and we use that for all of our panels. This is an example of our standard plumbing system. So this is a 24-gallon tank from Northwest Conversions. This will fit inside the lower part of our tall fender box on this side. So this is our water pump. We use a marine grade pump from SureFlow, really high quality, works fantastic, good longevity out of this pump. Everything is nice, clean lines, valves for shut-off valves, valves to drain the tank, things like that. This is all, we make this on the bench, so it's just ready to go into the van, so we don't have to work inside the van the whole time. But this plate is through bolted. It helps secure the whole tank to the whole part of the van. This tank will not go anywhere. So we've got lines for the outdoor shower, we've got lines that go down to our hot water tank and back up again, and we have lines that go towards the front of the van where the galley and the indoor shower will be as well. So nice, simple setup, but we use parts that are built for your household use, PEX. You can find this stuff everywhere in new construction and homes. We use the same material here. We think it's going to hold up for the lifetime of your van. Here's the starting point of our power system. This is the EcoFlow power kit. We've got 2 parts of the system here. This is the distribution panel, which basically allows us to have 12 circuits of DC power. So that's your 12-volt fan, your reading lights, your water pump, things like that, as well as 6 AC outlets that will run your blender, run your induction cooktop, or run outlets to charge your laptop, your e-bike, things like that. This is the main power hub. This is sort of the brains of the whole unit here. This handles all the inputs and outputs of power. So we've got our shore power input, we've got our alternator charging input, as well as solar power input. We've got the outputs that go from here to our distribution panel, and these are the ports where the batteries will get plugged into. So the batteries will get installed in this location here. We'll have a 10 kilowatt system in here, 2 5 kilowatt batteries. They get plugged into these 2 ports. This 3rd port gets the direct connection up to the 48-volt air conditioning unit, but a really clean setup. Most of the Westerler wiring is inside the wall, so it's nice and protected, and we make sure this is nice and stable. We've got backing plates that we've designed to make sure that this unit doesn't go anywhere. Same thing with the batteries. When they go in, the battery mounting plates get bolted through the van, so those batteries aren't going anywhere either. As you just saw in my new demo van, we didn't have the top floor in there. We now have the top floor in this van. So we typically do that after, like I said, we've got all the holes cut, things like that. But this is our 2Tech2 flooring. It's about an 1/8 inch thick. It's all glued down to the subfloor. It's also not going anywhere. This is a waterproof material. It has a nice texture to it, but the water cannot penetrate. There's a solid layer underneath the texture on top of a felt layer, and that felt layer is great for taking the adhesive and making sure it adheres to the subfloor. This floor won't peel, won't pull up without a lot of work. And then we finish this all off with one of our custom made trim pieces. One of my best friends, been working together for 18 years or so. He makes these aluminum trim plates for us. He welds this whole thing up, makes it look really nice. This will be the rear trim plate, and we also have 2 more up at the front of the van to finish off the flooring quite nicely. So one of the last things I want to talk to you guys about is about our aluminum cabinets. So we've partnered with Lost Highway to make stuff specifically for our van. So most of what you've seen in these vans are available commercially from Lost Highway, but a lot of customization gets done that they provide only to us. So we're thankful for that relationship, and we're super stoked with the materials themselves. This stuff, one of the main reasons why aluminum is just lightweight. So this is a toilet box. We'll end up putting the wrap-on toilet in here, but this thing is like super lightweight, easy to move around, easy to bolt in. It's got plenty of mounting flanges, things like that. Picking up a box like this made out of cabinet grade plywood would not be as easy. So this stuff is lighter weight, it's gonna hold up longer, it's super easy to work with, you can get it in a bunch of great colors, and it's gonna hold up a really, really long time, much longer than a cabinet that's built for your house that doesn't shake and move going down the road. So in our opinion, things like this, aluminum cabinetry, weight saving, it's stronger, and it's gonna hold up for a lifetime. All right, guys, that's it for the little behind the scenes of our process and materials that we like to use in our vans. Hope you like this kind of content. Hope you like to see what we got going on here, all the different things that really go into these vans to make them what they are in the long run. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. If you like a van like this, please reach out. We've got lines on chassis that we can help connect you with, and we got some build slots coming up. So hope to see you on the next video.